Keymc, and guys, we are live on YouTube at this very moment, so make sure that y'all subscribe to my YouTube. That's Keymc TV Reacts. Make sure y'all head over there and subscribe. I do music reactions on that channel, but right now we just doing a little intro, trying to do my intro for y'all. But listen, we got Lion X Burns alive with gasoline. I'll survive ANE. So this man pours gasoline on his wife. That's just crazy. Let's go ahead and check this out, man. Let's get into it. Make sure y'all like, share, comment, and let's get into the video. This program contains
His job was something that did attract me to him because he was sort of this accomplished guy that knew what he wanted out of life. After about 6 months of us dating, we decided together that it would be best.
This is disturbing, bro. This is very disturbing.
He was sort of this accomplished guy that knew what he wanted out of life. After about 6 months of us dating, we decided together that it would be best for me to move to New York City in order to take our relationship to the next level. It was 1.5 years after we were dating that he decided to propose to me. And instantly I said yes, was thrilled, and we began, planning our future for our family. After our first son was born, I was very eager to get married, but there was sort of this lurking problem that I never really understood, and I didn't find out until after 3 weeks of our first son being born that it was because he was in fact married and was still married, had been married. I never even knew he was married.
Bro, I'm always hearing stories like this, like how they already be married or they have somebody. That stuff be crazy, bro.
But there was sort of this lurking problem that I never really understood, and I didn't find out until after 3 weeks of our first son being born that it was because he was in fact married and was still married, had been married. I never even knew he was married. He sort of started revealing how obsessed he was with me and how obsessed he was with other things in life, such as gambling. It was when he gambled away for the umpteenth time all of the money for the bills that I decided I had had enough. And I just came right out and said, I want a divorce. We stayed together and lived in the same home but in separate rooms for a matter of weeks before.
Boy, she just said they live in separate rooms. So he finna go in that room and pour gasoline on her. I already know that's what's finna happen. He finna do it while she sleep. Man, I would've stayed in the house. I would've moved with my mama or something. Like, we getting divorced. You think I'm finna stay in here with you? So you can turn me every way. How you say it? Turn me every way, every which way but loose? No.
His first act of violence struck me.
Told you.
I left that night and got my own place 4 days later. There was a number of days that Chris and I did not communicate at all. And finally, we got to a point where he had convinced me to go in and drop the charges against him, and that we were going to be civil, that he was going to give me child support without a court order, that he was going to help me care for the children so that I could continue going to school and working full time. I came to his house after school My kids were with their godmother, and just sort of stopped in to get something to eat, get something to drink, do some home.
My friend told me about this site, and I'm only paying $89 for full coverage.
Homework and go for a run. And it was when I came back that I ran into my next door neighbor and just sort of that chit chat. Hey, how are you? How are the kids? Everything's great. And went to enter the home a second time. He's standing there stark naked with a butcher knife and his body is shaved. And he just comes rushing at me. I turn for the door, and as I'm grabbing the doorknob, he's scooping me up from behind. And the butcher knife actually accidentally cuts me. So I begin to look down at the floor, and I see the blood dropping and hitting the floor. And this is when I say to myself, this is very real. What is going on, and how am I going to get out of this? He takes me immediately into the garage, and there is this blanket placed there, oddly yet strategically placed. And he puts me face down on the blanket and begins trying to sexually assault me from behind with a butcher knife to my throat. So he switches to a hammer. He stands above me and strikes me in the head with a hammer, 2 times on each side. And I can feel the blood running down the side of my face as I'm still laying there. And I'm like, this is it. And I remember looking back at the garage door, and it was unlocked. So I'm laying there, and I start saying my final prayers. God, just forgive me for my sins. Take care of my children. Let me go to heaven. And then something comes over me, which is the image of both of my children as teenagers alone, without either one of us. And I, of course, as a mother, cannot stand that thought. So something changes in me. And he picks up this container, which I can't even recall what it was in, and just tosses gasoline on me. Out of reaction, your body is that natural as it's coming at you. And I remember it hitting my hands, and I remember it going into my mouth and me swallowing it. And this is how I know that this is in fact gasoline, that this man that I once loved and swore he loved me is throwing on me. And I'm realizing that he doesn't want to just kill me. He wants to destroy the trophy wife that he chose. And I start praying to God, God, just let me live. Just let me live. That's all I want. Just let me live. And the look that Chris gives me before he tosses that candle at me is one of finality. And he just tosses it at me. And I instantly go up in flames. All I remember is the urgency to get out. So I run for the garage door and I lift it up like just enough to escape from underneath. And I can't even see, like I'm engulfed completely and I can't even see where I'm going. And I just drop immediately. But the problem is that every time I roll one way, I'm hitting the tree. And then when I roll the next way, I'm hitting the concrete. So it's not really helping.
That's sad, bro. That's sad. Like, how you gonna get mad at her? But that's what I never get. How you gonna do wrong to me and get mad at me when I wanna leave? What? He threw gasoline? Lit her up in flames? I guarantee you he got life in prison. I guarantee you he got life right now. He probably still doing time. He better not be out.
I can hear her screaming Audrey, oh my God, oh my God. And she's running to me and starts hitting me with her son's jacket and gets me out fairly quickly. And then Veronica is overcome by shock. This woman is screaming and trembling. And I'm screaming to her, Veronica, 911, 911. And she finally gets them on the phone.
They didn't try to commit suicide. I hate when they be like, he tried to attempt. Nah, he didn't try to attempt. What he tried to do is, he tried to, let me tell you about people. When people kill somebody and then they try to, and then they say, well, he tried to shoot himself, or he attempted to shoot himself. Nah, he did that on purpose. He wants y'all to think that something's wrong with him, so he won't go down. He not trying to go to prison. See, they be trying to trying to commit suicide on purpose. Like, they be trying to attempt it on purpose to make people think something wrong with them or something. Like, if you want to do that stuff, you gonna do it. Why every time a dude he kill a woman, then he try to attempt himself, he still live? Cause he wasn't really trying to kill himself. He just trying to, wiggle his way out of the situation, trying to get some sympathy. That's what they be trying to do.
During the trial, he actually accused me of attacking him along with a masked man, that I had been the one that tried to murder him. It's like the ultimate disrespect. It's the final slap in the face. Something that I knew pretty early on is that Chris felt like he wasn't worthy of someone as beautiful as he perceived me to be. And I think that he chose fire because he knew that if I survived, that he would have ruined me and no one else would want me.
I know he was sitting. I know he was sitting to like, look at him. I told y'all that. I knew it. I knew he was sentenced to life. I told you that from the beginning. I was like, he gotta be sentenced, bro. They did not let that man out. But make sure y'all like, share, comment, man. Y'all stay safe out there. Anything y'all want to see on the channel, comment down below. Other than that, we're gonna be back in with more reactions. Yes, sir.